Hello, heroes. Joe Smith here. Many of you probably have heard there's a uh, male to female transgender. I guess is a proper way of saying it. Swimmer on what is it, Penn State swim team, and there's other transgender athletes, of course, in other sports, including uh, one that competed in a bicycling competition in the Olympics. And a lot of people, especially women, are complaining about this. That it's not fair. Well, here's the problem. Everyone's like, well, how can this possibly be allowed? Who would allow this? Well, there's a terminology called unintended consequences. Often people pass legislation and laws to try and make things better or more fair, uh, but they don't necessarily realize the unintended consequences that could result from those actions, and that's kind of what led to this. Back in 1972, something called Title IX of the uh, educational amendments was passed to where no public school or receiving federal money can discriminate based on sex for classes, sports, activities, programs, anything else. And after Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act was amended uh, by the Supreme Court in June 15, 2020, after Bostock v. Clayton County, the Supreme Court ruled that sex discrimination under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, 42 U.S.C. 2000E, encompasses discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and transgender status. And then after that was amended, then Title IX of the 1972 Educational Act was also amended to prevent discrimination based on sexual orientation and transgender status as well. So Title IX was originally passed to prevent women, or to allow women, not prevent women, but, well, prevent women from being discriminated against, and to prevent schools and colleges and universities receiving federal funds to discriminate or not allow them into men's programs or classes or athletics. So, women were celebrating the passage of Title IX back in the 70s because they are now allowed to participate in any kind of program, classes, athletics that men were allowed to participate in. But now, fast forward a few decades, and people with transgender status are using the same law to allow them to participate in any program, activities, sports that they wish to. Not saying that it's the right thing to do. Kind of mixed feelings on it here. Yeah, don't want anyone discriminated against or prevented from participating, but and maybe there should be like a separate class or division for them, but then there's not that many of them, so they would more or less be competing against themselves. What's the solution? Hard to say. Really isn't really much of a solution now, other than You basically got to allow them to compete. And if they want to compete with the men, if they want to compete with the women, I mean, technically, Title IX says they can compete and participate in whichever division they wish. And anyone that wants to change that is just going to have to repeal Title IX. But that means that schools could discriminate against women again. So yeah, it's not really fair competition-wise, but according to the law, it is fair. What's your guys' thoughts, opinions on it? Post your comments below what you think. What you think should be done, or if it should be allowed, or what changes should be made to where it's more fair than it is now. Thanks for watching. Phil Smith signing out.